More. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, then welcome to the channel. So in this video I am carrying on with my wiring mods and experiments and stuff, and decided to build a loaded scratch plate for a Strat because I'm bored. Rummaging through the workshop, I found a pair of Wilkinson Humbuckers which have the ability to be coil split and other things, so I decided to build a HSH scratch plate. Fits perfect. And what I want to do is I want to do a humbucker here, which can be coil split, and you can switch from parallel to series on there. Middle, I'm not sure what to do with yet, and I'll have a humbucker down here, which may do the same as that, or it might do something else. I don't know. This is part one in a series of building a loaded scratch plate with lots of different ideas. Hopefully some of them from you. If you don't recognise this guitar, this is the PV Raptor Plus, and I did a sliding pickup mod in this a little while ago. You can see that here. So this is going to be my donor guitar, if you like, my guinea pig guitar, because I don't have any Strats at the moment that I can use. I'm happy with the upgrades I did on my other Strats. I'm going to leave them alone now and just use them as they are. So this will be getting taken apart, put back together again, taken apart and put back together in again lots and lots of times. Anyway, so this part of the mod I wired in this humbucker. I put two toggle switches in here, two DP, Dipsy, DP, TP, something switches in there. One is for putting it in and out of phase, the other one is for coil tapping. And so let's go to the workshop and I'll show you what I did. I cut my own hair. This is the vision. I want to have humbucker here, single coil here. I want each humbucker to be coil splittable and phase switchable as well. I'm going to be using a 500k pot as the volume because we're using humbuckers. I'll probably leave these as they are for the time being, may upgrade them later. 5-way switch. Also just realised that this is the left-handed scratch plate, so I won't be using that one, but I've got this right-handed scratch plate. I'll be using that one instead. I don't know where I got that from, but there you go. I'm not even left-handed. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mount everything in place, and then we'll continue with the wiring. I'm going to do it in stages, so this may be part one of a series on building this scratch plate. I'm going to start with the neck pickup. We're going to wire it in and get it working in series and parallel switching and being coil tappable. Oh, wish me luck. Right, in order to do this as well, you need to have a pickup that has 4 wires like this. You can't do it with a pickup like this, which has 2 wires. You can make this out of phase by switching the magnet round. There's plenty of videos online about that. There's no need for me to do that for you, but you can check that out, and you can do the Peter Green kind of sound by taking the magnet that runs through the middle there and just flipping it over, putting it back in, putting it back together. It's very simple to do. I've done it before. So you need to have a pickup like this, which gives you the ability to split the coils and wire in phase or out of phase. Just marking out where the pickup surround is going to go. It's going to be about there, and I'm going to cut it out like that. Alright, I squared off the top edges as well, so it looks more uniform. We're going to use the surround, obviously, because you can't get it a perfect square doing it like this. So that's just going to screw into there. Just going to give a shout out to Dr. Nerd. Go check out his channel, subscribe and all that stuff. He sent me a video recently with a couple of guitar hacks mods, if you like. And one of them was to raise the volume away from the scratch plate to make volume schmoodle doodle 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 a bit easier when you're playing. You know, when you do that stuff. And the way he did it was to use a pot with a longer shaft. That's a word. So what I've done here is I've put a 500k pot in here, obviously because we're using humbuckers, and made sure that it's flush right to the back of the scratch plate there, which gives a nice long shaft, which makes the volume pot or the volume knob stick out quite a way. So we'll check that out obviously later when it's all together, but that feels like it's going to be a lot easier for that kind of technique. Not a technique I use often, but something I would like to be. I'd like it to be easier. So shout out to you, Dr. Nerd. Thank you very much for that tip. Switch. Schmoodle. Now I just need to figure out where I'm going to put my first switch, which will be my out of phase switch. Series parallel switching, whatever. On the other guitar mods, I put it here. So I might put one switch here and one switch about here. Yeah, so something like that. Put our tone pots in, and then we can begin the wiring. These are from another scratch plate. I've just borrowed them forever. So it's already come, they're all come wired together and stuff, but that's okay. So they're just going to go in there, like so. And there you go, so there's our face. Our scratch plate now looks like that. With the raised volume, 5-way switch, 2 DP DT switches ready to be wired up. And this is the bit, well, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. First thing to do is to wire up the switch from the pickup, and according to Wilkinson, that's how the wires go. Black start south, white finish south, yellow start north, red finish north. Here's a very, very nice technical and very well drawn diagram for you. There's our humbucker in perfect scale. So we're going to go start from that humbucker to number 2, start from that side of the humbucker, sorry, that coil, to number 1, finish from that coil to number 3, and finish from that coil to number 4. The way I've determined which is which for each one is I've just popped this open on this one, being very careful not to break any wires, and I can see that black and white come from this coil and yellow and red come from this coil. So we've got the pickup that way, so black and white comes from the one without the screw pole pieces, and red and yellow come from the one with the screw pole pieces. From the factory, these two wires are separate, these two are pushed together, so we just pull those apart, and then we've got our wires. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to wire them up each coil individually. So the first one is going to be the black wire, which is the start to, on this coil, to number 1 on our switch there, like so, and then our white is going to go to pin 4, which is there. Alright, so we've done that. So the finish is gone to number 4, and that's white. Now the start on this coil is going to go to number 2, like so. And the start is yellow. So yellow to number 2. Now the red, which is the finish of this pole, this coil, goes to number 3, and that's red. And that will look like that. Okay, so far that's what we've done, and there is the code for each of the colours. Different pickup manufacturers have different codes, so you have to go onto the website and have a look, or contact them and they will tell you. Alright, so now number 1 becomes the hot, which goes to our toggle switch, which will be lug number 3, and 2 is our ground, and we'll just take it to the volume pot and ground it. And there you go. So we've got the number 1 going to lug 3 on there, and then lug 2 is earthed to the volume. Excuse the mess, this pot's been in and out of a few guitars. Next thing to do is to bridge pin 5 and 6 together, like so. Okay, so this is phase 1 of our super duper scratch plate loaded up with nonsense build. So now I'm just going to wire this up as per normal and then check that this pickup works. Okay, so I didn't stop there because I'm bored. This is what I did to wire up the coil split switch. I followed this. This is obviously a Seymour Duncan one, but I just converted the colours. So our North Star on the Wilkinsons is the yellow wire. So I just took a wire from the DP-DT switch where the yellow went in, and then took it to there. And then that was obviously the hot out to the pickup, sorry. The north finish was the red wire. South finish is the white wire. And the south start is the black wire. And I just basically did that and followed that. And because I'm an idiot, and probably because I cut my own hair, I didn't press record on the camera in the workshop, but you get the idea. Problem I've got is it will coil split when it's in phase, but won't coil split when it's out of phase. So my question to you, because you're probably much more knowledgeable than me, what did I do wrong? Next video I'll show you the exact wiring anyway, but if you have any ideas on how to make that coil split in both in and out of phase, I would greatly appreciate it, because I battled with it for ages and gave up in the end. And that brings us to the end of part 1. I hope this video was interesting and informative. I know I'm learning a lot from doing these, and thank you to everybody that keeps giving me ideas and sending me drawings and stuff like that to work from. It's really helpful. Don't forget to check out Dr. Nerd, and don't forget to check out the other channels that I promote on my homepage. They're all worth checking out indeed. Don't forget to join us at Hutch Club on Thursday evening, 7 PM GMT. We have a Discord server now as well. Links will be in the description for all of that. Come and chat to the whole community all about guitar stuff. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Helps me out in a big way. There's only one thing left to say at this point, and that is peace until next time. Cue the jingle. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you like my YouTube show, hit like and comment and get involved. If you dig my vibe, then hit subscribe and never miss an episode of my YouTube show. Peace. Till next time.